Oh. Hey, it's not, I don't know what's going on. So it's okay. It's, you want to log in as me? I started the meeting. It's because I don't see, I've never had an issue with it not working. No, so I'm thinking there's, I think so too. I logged in as myself. It's okay. Tell me when you're ready. It's my Keller 1083 email address. At kw.com. Capital C L L O 10 19 19 1019 85 0 19 85 exclamation point. Oh, wait a minute. So wait a minute. Credo Krepke screen mandate it. Somebody else is there. Capital C L O, my initials C L O. No, just capital, just the first one is 1019 85 exclamation point. So there's somebody else on. We're having technical difficulties. I'm sorry. Oh, there. Hey, how are you? Yeah. So we have one, and then we have somebody else who's getting on. So I have two other participants who's on. Oh, good. And there's no waiting rooms. You good? All right. Thank you. Sorry, guys. We were having some technical difficulty. Annemarie will be on very shortly. Oops. Oops. Hope everybody's staying safe and dry.
Yes.
There you are. Annemarie.
I'm going to invite and copy the link. And then I'm going to send it out to people. So here we go.
right.
All right, Corinna, can you just entertain us?
Sure.
We'll keep-
What do you want me to do?
Serene,
Yes.
why don't you introduce yourself to Corinna?
Okay. I'm Serene Madanat. I'm new to Keller William. What else do you want me to say, Annemarie?
Uh,
I'm just really think that these coaching classes are really informative. I learn a lot every day from the classes, and yeah.
Very nice. So what market center are you with?
Exton.
Oh, very nice. That's a great office. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Serene. Welcome to Keller Williams, and glad you're enjoying the training.
Okay, and then I keep getting all these people texting me and saying it's not working. So there was a nationwide Zoom out today. Did everybody know that?
But you know, Anne-Marie, the link that you sent in the email for the week coaching, it didn't work. And Lisa just sent me a link. I don't know if it's the same one, but it works on this one.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to send that out right now. So, oh my gosh. You know what? I wonder, I don't think it was updated on the Exton computer so it's my apologies. I'm so frustrated. That's okay. We're gonna get it all done though. So Serene, tell us about how your business is going.
Well, it's going smoothly. I'm working on a couple clients. I just had a listing appointment on Sunday. So we're working on the getting all the paperwork ready.
So, all right, let me just oh my God, I'm so frustrated. Everybody's trying to join. Okay, Serene, just give me 5 minutes and I'm going to send out a mass email. So just give me a minute. Okay.
Sure. No problem.
All right. And you got, you know what? Here's a great idea. Anybody that's on here, just start talking, let's do a quick mastermind about things that are going on. So, who wants to go first? Are we getting,
Hey, Ken, you want to go first?
Sure. Hey, everybody. Sorry. It looks like we were just going down a few rabbit holes there, but it always works out.
It sure
So,
does. Ken. Thank you
still
for being so positive.
Hey, that's all right. I just finished shoveling snow. I'm moving a snow blower. I got a lot of blood flowing, so it feels good to be in a warm house for a little bit.
There you go. I love it. Making lemons out of lemonade.
Amen. So I'm still waiting for the my license. So I'm just preparing my launch post license. So I've got about 90% of my contacts are in my contact database. I have several smart plans that I've already sort of put in place that they're not in place, but are ready to go. I've already been talking to my, circle of friends and neighbors and whatnot. I mean, blowing the snow on this street, I talked to 2 neighbors about real estate. So
there you go. I love it. It's
so be prepared for the opportunities. I think it was mentioned in the video that for this orientation, they said, you never know when you're going to have that opportunity.
It's true. That's definitely true. So who else is on here? Corinna, can you kind of go through?
Yeah, so we have Serene and we have Lori Sweezy. Lori, is that how you say your last name? And we have Nil Rose Foreman, and we have T Junior.
Christy, hi Christy. I'm just sending out a revised link to everybody. There's been some crazy Zoom outages today, and so I apologize. Yeah, I definitely apologize. So let's just keep it moving here. I do apologize. Let me just get this one out.
Lisa's I'm get 9. Joseph Combesign.
Oh, good. So we're
There
good.
we go. We're moving along here.
I'm going to put it in the Facebook group too. So Cumbies, how are you guys doing?
Their mic's off.
Oh,
Your mic's off, guys.
There we go. Wouldn't let me unmute. It's snowing here. Is it snowing at your house?
oh yeah, it finally started to snow. So, oops, here we go. I'm going to keep sending this out here and
So we were having some technical difficulty, Christina and Joe. There was so Anne-Marie's working on that. Congratulations on that listing you got. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. It's always amazing.
That's a big
Every
980.
household, every listing, it's always amazing to us.
Well,
Probably.
985,000, right? That's a big deal.
What was that?
985,000, right?
Yeah,
950.
950. Yeah,
Let's not argue over 30. What's 35,000, right?
I know. Well, the beautiful thing about that one is that we're also going to list her property, which is about the same.
Nice. Double. That's fabulous.
That's the round trip, right?
That's a round trip. That's great. So, hey, are you good to go, Anne-Marie? Or
I am. You know what? I'm pretty sure I am. And again, I apologize to everybody for our Zoom issues that we're having today. And so before we get started, I always like to, reach out to everybody and welcome them. And this is a series that we're doing, and I'm just going to be distracted as I keep reaching out to people, so just forgive me. But anybody that knows me knows that I excel at doing more than one thing at once. But I really wanted to share with everybody what the Ignite series is. So Keller Williams started back many years ago, and they created a series for all the market centers. And the whole idea was to create a course that, handled all different types of getting started in real estate, right? And so we have been fortunate, right, to have this course offered over many years. And then this past year, Keller Williams completely rewrote it. And so we have what's called Keller Ignite 2.0. And one of the things that we're doing this year with Ignite 2.0 is we're doing a little bit of having you watch the video on your own, because let's face it, nobody wants to sit. You have trouble hearing me? Oh, nobody wants to sit and watch a video right now, right? We want to talk about, things that are going on. So what I want to talk, so the video is going to be sent, or is going to be accessible in the very beginning, right? So let me share with you, did anybody have trouble accessing the video? Okay. What did you guys think of the video?
Lots of energy.
Yes, very energetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was good.
So-
It was great, very motivational.
Yeah, I thought so too. So what I kind of want to talk about today is the highlights of it, right? And that's kind of how I'd like to run these classes is, going over basically the highlights of the class and the highlights of the material. So let me start. I'm going to share my screen. with everybody. And I think anybody that knows me knows that what is the one thing I constantly talk about in this business?
Lead generation.
Oh, so we've met before, right, Christina?
We have.
Yeah. And in Ignite, right, we are going to talk again a lot about lead generation. And one of the things that I really want to talk about with the group is there are so many ways that you can lead generate, right? So Ken Slavish just shared with us. Ken, how were you lead generating a little while ago today?
Yeah, so I was blowing snow off my driveway down at the end, and my neighbor was out there doing the same. We stopped and we started chatting and I said, "What's new?" "Hey, I'm waiting to get any day. My license is coming, doing real estate." He's, "Oh, are you kidding me? Really?" He says, "Oh, wow, that's great." So we started talking about the market and the community and the properties. And so I set him up with that license. So.
Awesome. That's fantastic. And you know what? That is kind of the secret of this business, right? A lot of people, when I had first met with them, I tell people the success in this that you will have in real estate is directly proportionate to the number of people that you can have real estate conversations with. So, however, Gary Keller, who definitely knows a lot more about the real estate business than I do, has actually, and this was talked about in the video, came up with what do successful agents do every single day, right? And yeah, successful agents, they lead generate for buyers and sellers. And one of the things that in this business that you have to develop, and I'm probably going to date myself when I say this, but does anybody remember the old cartoon Scooby-Doo?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So Scooby-Doo would go around, right? And then all of a sudden his Scooby ears would go up when he would hear something. You almost have to develop Scooby ears in this business, right? Because when somebody starts to talk about houses or real estate or moving or taxes or anything, it's your segue to be able to lead generate for business. So you want to kind of develop your Scooby ears so you can lead generate, right? The next thing we do is we make listing presentations and we get listings. Number 3, we make buyer presentations and get buyer agency contract signs, and we preview real estate. Those are the things that we have to do every single day, right? Those are the types of of what we need to do so that we can do the things on the other side, right? Because if we don't get buyers and sellers, then we're not going to be able to market sellers listings. If we don't generate for buyers, make buyer presentations, then we're never going to be able to show buyers houses. If we don't do listings or buyer agencies, then we're never going to need to negotiate contracts. We'll never be able to do transaction management. So really, if we don't do the 4 items under grow, we're not going to be able to do, the 9 items under run a business. So does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions on that? Any thoughts?
I think you made an important point, Lisa. Put your Scooby ears on.
Yeah.
Because you'd be surprised at how many places that conversation about real estate could fit if it isn't already part of the conversation at some level.
Ken, that's perfect. And you know what? The other thing that I would add to that is there are so many times I'll be chatting with somebody and they'll talk about, and where they live. And I'll say, "Oh, where do you live?" "Oh, I live in the Seasons." "Oh, what a great neighborhood. I've sold a few homes over there. I've shown a few homes over there. So there are ways to work into the conversation that real estate. Joe, you're a tried and true lead generator. How do you work it into conversations?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joe, you're it, Joe.
Well, sometimes it just happens kind of naturally, just like you're saying. If you hear the key word, or somebody says, like I was in the Dunkin' Donuts the other day. Well, I used to go every day, and I haven't been there in about, well, maybe twice a year now, because I was out of town. They said, and I just said, you know, I moved away. I'm on the other side of town. I'm in real estate now. And they said, oh, wow. And they both were interested in doing something in the future. So they asked me for my cards before I could even get them out of my pocket. So
great.
Just sometimes, just like you say, it's just a natural conversation to let someone know what you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So does anybody, has anybody had a conversation or a conversation starter that they would love to share with the group that's worked well?
I'm in real estate.
I have one, Annemarie.
Yeah, let's hear it. I'd love to hear it.
Okay, well, I met the other day with a guy to fix my laptop screen. So I met him at the pizza shop, and then conversation starts, and I'm just like handing out my business card to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to get rid of my house," and I'm like, "Okay, well, that's," and then we start talking about it. So
great.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Anybody else have a good conversation? Sometimes, right, you can wear a pin. Sometimes you can put a skin on your laptop. One time I was at a hotel and I had a skin on my laptop for a news company. All right. And I won't get into which one it was. And this man came up to me and he said, "Oh my goodness, are you with XYZ News?" And I said, "No." You know, and I'm thinking, wow, did like he think I looked smart or something? Or did I look like a celebrity? And I was like, no, why do you ask? And he's like, oh, I saw the sticker on your computer. And I was like, oh. So like there are ways to help create conversation. T-shirts, right? So you know, so it's great when you can create the conversation with you around that. So moving on, nothing else about your business will have as big of impact as the number of leads that you have. And the reason I say this, and well, I didn't say this, again, a guy a lot smarter than I, you may have heard of him before, his name is Gary Keller. He talks about leads all the time. And if you guys will think for a second what a champagne flute looks like, right? A champagne flute is kind of a very thin up and down glass, right? And then think of a martini glass, which has a very wide opening and goes into a stem. You want to have enough leads to fill a martini glass as opposed to a champagne flute. Your goal in this business is to have constant potentials dripping through a funnel. Because you never know, A, when one of those leads in a funnel is going to work out, or one of those leads in the funnel is going to dry up. Your sphere of influence. Can anybody guess the number of people, the percentage of business that's going to come from people you know?
Better than the thing, 40, something like that.
70.
Nope.
It might be unlimited because somebody's gonna tell somebody's gonna tell somebody. So
So it's
Mhm.
84. So Joe and Christina, you're doing your 6th transaction. Have they been from people? Have you gotten to those businesses from either people you know or referrals?
Both,
Both, yeah.
both.
Have any of them been internet leads or
No.
okay.
No.
Who else do I have on here? Sean, your transactions, are those people you know? Or those people or those referrals from people that you know?
They're people I know.
Yeah. Your best and biggest pieces of business. And as I look on here, Shauna Kelly has 2 transactions, people she knows. You're Matt McDevitt. You can talk to us about transactions of people that you don't know. How do those go sometimes?
It's 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things that you really want to do is you want to create a, your sphere of influence, right? And your sphere of influence is people you know. Now on the video, right, they talk about creating, a sphere of influence. How do you do that, right? So one of the things is I challenge everybody, if you go to your contacts in your phone, now I have an iPhone, right? So if I went to my contacts in my phone and I believe I scroll all the way to the end,
There it
how
is.
many contacts do you have? Does anybody have over 200 contacts?
Yes.
Yes.
Does anybody have over 400 contacts?
Yes.
Not my phone.
Yeah.
So does anybody have over 800 contacts?
229.
Mhm.
Wait, the Combies, you have over 800?
We don't have them in
Oh, okay.
place.
So
We're on command.
what you want to do, right, is your business is going to come from people that you know.
Mhm.
So what I want to talk about, and we're going to practice this, is having conversation, right? Because what I'm always amazed about is there's always 2 groups of people, right? There's the group of people that want to talk to people they know, and there's a group of people that are more comfortable talking to people they don't know. So let me ask you this question. Who is more comfortable talking to strangers?
Yeah,
Ken.
not more, but
But now more, yeah, I was gonna say, same with Joe.
yeah.
Equally.
What's easier for you getting business? People you do know or people you don't know?
For me personally, I could probably go either way. It just depends on how I get that conversation started.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
agree. Yeah.
What let
All
me
people.
ask Nell Rose, what about you? Are you more comfortable with people you know or people you don't know?
I would say both.
Okay.
Yeah, to me, it doesn't matter. Like,
Awesome.
in a lot of ways, I'll feel more comfortable because if somebody doesn't know me, then I hate to say, can paint a picture
Mhm.
of exactly how I want it to be. You have more control over their
Sure.
perception of what your, who I am and what I am is all based on what I say.
Right.
And so, for me, sometimes that's easier. Not that anybody thinking anything's bad, but, like I've gone through several careers and different things, and, people know about divorce and
Right.
tragedy of my son. And so I get lost in all of that versus, hey, I'm a realtor. I don't get them asking, I don't find that they ask like how long and, did you just start this? Wow, you've done like 2 or 3 different careers in the last 12 years, like, what's going on with that? And, so for me, it's almost easier to do that
Sure.
with strangers.
Yeah. And like I said, there's some people like there's always like the people that like the phone calls versus the people that like the door knocking. But again, reaching out to people is always going to bear the best fruit, right? So I kind of want to talk about how to do that. What's the best way to reach out to people and have a conversation, right? So, Joe, you are, since I know you're a good phone caller, let's have your role play. Joe, let's have your role play with Nell Rose. So let's say Nell Rose is somebody, Joe, that you haven't talked to in 2 years. How would you do that?
How would I do that?
Yeah.
Well,
Here's Melrose.
oh,
Yeah.
they want me to.
Melrose.
Hey, Mel, how are you today?
But we always start with ring, ring, ring,
Ring, ring.
ring.
Okay, let's start over.
Yeah.
You
Ring,
said ring,
ring.
ring, because your phone's ringing.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's her name?
No.
No.
Nell. Hey, it's Joe Cumbie.
Nell
How
Rose.
are you?
Hey, Joe. How are you? I haven't heard from you in a long time.
I know it's been a long time. I was thinking about you. I just wanted to call and see how you were doing, especially during these crazy times in our world. Are you okay? Are you well and all?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. How about
That's
yourself?
great. I am too. I'm living in a little bubble, I feel like, because at first I didn't know anybody that had this virus, and now it seems like I know more and more people. So hope
Okay.
it's the same for you.
Has everybody been okay in your world?
Yeah, everybody, exactly, everybody. Although I do know some people that have contacted the virus, but no family members, no one really, really close. But
That's great. Well,
so
good.
good. So, hey, I just wanted to check in with you and let you know that I am now a realtor with Keller Williams in Westchester. Christine and I have been in this for a little while now, and we're doing pretty good. And I just wanted to let you know and see if there might be anything we could help you with, or any of your family or friends or neighbors that you might know are looking or thinking about a move or looking for a new home.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not at this point. I'm like living in my own little bubble. But I will definitely keep you in mind. I don't, I'll keep my ear to the ground.
Well, let me have your email if I can, and I'll send you a little information about us so that you'll have my contact information. And if you do, just keep us in mind when you are talking with your family, friends, and neighbors. And you never know when someone might say, "Hey, I'm getting ready to sell my house," or I want to buy a house, and just let us know if we can help them. That's what we're here to do. We really enjoy helping people find the house of their dreams.
Okay, Joe, I will, my email is norose5@gmail.com.
Okay, I'll send you something this afternoon, and thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, and be well.
You too. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 11.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to say a 2.
No. Feedback. What'd you guys think?
I thought
That
you
was like
sounded
a
so.
Southern comfort hug.
I like that.
I
Southern
love
comfort. Southern
So
comfort
natural,
hug.
so
I don't know where that came from. Who was that? You, Tristy?
No,
it
I think somebody.
Steph.
Yeah, it was me. It was Steph.
Steph. That much?
Yeah. Did that show up that much? Yes.
I thought it was great. Tristy, what did you think?
It makes me want to talk to him. You were just very, just really calm and comforting, and just, there was nothing that sounded like a sales call, just checking in on you, want to make sure you're okay. And it was very nice.
Thank you.
You bet.
Well, it's a good thing we're recording this, so now we can all listen to it again. Joe, I thought it was great. Any other feedback on that?
I think it was important that he didn't just say, "Hey, it was nice talking with you," but he asked for something. He asked for her email.
Mm-hmm. What I found, right, was he was kind. He wasn't rushing. His voice was not loud. I mean, I'm a loud, fast talker. That is not, like, you can't be me on these calls, right? You have to slow it down and talk slow and I thought it was great. I thought it was really, really, really good. Would anybody feel uncomfortable having that type of conversation?
I think I'm fine with all of the conversation until you start to ask for emails. So I think it depends on how the reaction of whoever you're talking to, if he allow you to take it or not. But other than that, everything was smooth.
So let me ask you a question. Joe, has anybody ever said, I'm not giving you my email?
No, but I was just gonna say this, about 2 weeks ago, I did one of those door knocks, we've been talking about.
Sure.
I knew this house had been for sale and it was off the market, so I wanted to see what had happened, and it was all about stucco. So we won't go into that, but the lady she did come to the door. Well, she was actually backing out of her driveway when I called her, so she might not have answered the door, but I called her. And so we had a nice conversation, and so I asked her for her information, standing right there and I'd already given her my card, and she said, can I just text it to you? And I said, sure. And I probably fell for that because she never did text it to me.
That's okay, right? Like,
I mean, what do you do, right?
Right.
yeah, I mean, that's okay, right? So you ask for it. And if somebody says, no, you can't have it, right? Then you say, oh, okay, well, you know what? Great. Well, then you're not going to get to see my pretty face every month. Or, I probably try to make a joke about it. But, it's really just, it's okay if somebody says no, right? It's kind of your job. Has anybody ever heard me talk about the waitress in the coffee?
No, I haven't heard that.
Okay. So you go to a diner, right? We've all been to a diner for breakfast, and the first thing they do is they bring everybody a cup of coffee, right? They turn over your mug and they bring over the coffee, and they fill your mug, and you say thank you. And as the waitress goes by, right, she'll look down at you, or he'll look down at you, and kind of like raise the coffee pot up to see if you want more coffee, right? And we will do things like shake our head no, we'll put our hand over it. The waitress does one of two things, right? She either continues pouring coffee for other people, or she goes in the back and she says, oh, that man out there didn't want my coffee. I can't go back out there again. He didn't want my coffee, right? No, you just move on. And that's kind of how you have to be if somebody doesn't want to give you their information. It's next.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what I would like to do, so let's just take it a step further. There's an acronym. If anybody knows me, I use acronyms and analogies all the time. And there's an acronym out there, and it's the FORD, right? So who can talk about what FORD stands for?
I can.
Sure.
It's family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. So,
Yep.
I remember from the video, it said with family, their family's either growing or shrinking. With their occupation, it's either they're moving up or out, as in like, they're advancing their career, or they're getting ready to retire. Recreation, it talks about how most people spend their time vacationing in about like the same three places throughout most of their life. So there's potential to eventually talk about investment property. And then dreams, which is usually tied to a physical location. So that's what I remember from that.
Yeah, that was great. Wasn't it interesting? I didn't realize that people usually choose the same 3 vacation spots.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. So what, it's really easy to call somebody and like Joe said, how's everybody doing? How's the family? Is everybody staying healthy? Right? Hey, how are things going on? Are you still working over at blank blank? Hey, it's been snowing out there. Are you guys going out sledding today? Yeah, well, this has definitely been a bad, 365 days. What are you going to do when we're finally let out? Right? So it's a great opportunity to ask like really pertinent questions. And here's what's going to happen is they're going to lead back to you at some point. Right? And that's the opportunity for you then to say, oh, I'm selling houses. I am doing this, right? Usually when you start to ask people, they automatically start to ask you questions. And then that will give you the opportunity to talk about real estate. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to break us up into groups, right? So we have 22 people. Why don't we break up into groups of 6 and spend a little time kind of practicing that, right? Each practice a little bit with the conversation and give each other open and honest improvement. So we're going to do that. Let's take about 7 minutes to do that. So I'm going to put in breakout rooms. And let's see. There we go. I will see you guys in about 7 minutes. Practice the Ford: family, occupation, recreation, dreams. You have to join.
I accidentally clicked my leave room button.
It's okay. How'd it go?
Hey, Graham, sorry about that.
No worries.
I clicked that button thinking I was gonna open the screen up. So,
And it shot you over. No worries.
So how
so
did
just
it go?
to finish
Share.
up,
I gave Ken a softball, so it went well, but Ken did well.
thanks. You're too kind, Graham.
Jess Merdolo, you're always so good at conversations. How'd it go for you?
Hi. I guess it went well. Marion is new. She said she's just learning. And I told her that I'm new again, right? Because I got my license right before the shutdown and I shut down with it. So I'm new again. But I did mention that when the shutdown first came, I did 3 things right away. I took my cell phone and I texted everybody in my cell phone, hey, just wanted to check in with you, make sure you're safe and well. And I got a lot of things back. The next thing that we did was my daughters and I all sent out cards to everyone and that, just wanted to send a card, say that we're thinking of you, hope everyone is safe and well. And we ended up getting a table full of cards back, which was awesome. And then I just called people one at a time. Hey, what's going on with you? What's going on with your job? What are you guys doing to keep busy? What's the first thing you want to do when we get out of, lockdown? So I think the Ford script is really easy because if you're calling somebody, you're calling people because you care about them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you care about them, what do you want to know? You want to know how they are, how their family is. You want to know what's going on with their job. You want to know what they're doing for fun. And you want to know what they want to do when they can leave their house, finally. So I think the Ford script is really easy. I, unlike Joe, am not very, I don't like to be like, so do you want to buy or sell your house, or do you know anybody? Like that to me is not, I'm not brave enough to do that. But I find when you ask people about their, like, hey, how's your work going in this, in this atmosphere, people are like, hey, how's your work going? And so now you have a chance to share with them what you are doing without asking for anything.
Right. Look, we all have different ways of asking, right? And there is no one way that is better than another, right? So, and, they're different people. Like we may ask different, we may phrase things differently for different people. Did anybody feel uncomfortable having the Ford conversation? Yeah. It's really the easiest out there. And it definitely is, it helps create the conversation back. So going through Ignite. So luckily for everybody here, this is probably the only Ignite class that I'm teaching, right? Because Ignite is really designed, as we learned in the video, for 2 things, right? Number 1 is to get the first 2 weeks of it is designed to get you a piece of business, right? And they're called sparks, right? So they're going to spark your business. And then the remaining portion is called the elementals. And that is once you have the business. So Ignite comes with some toolkits, right? Number 1, it comes with a script book. And so go through the scripts, learn the scripts. Scripts are only uncomfortable when you don't know what to say. And when you haven't practiced them. When you practice your scripting, it just starts to flow off of your tongue. Buyer lead sheet and a seller listing sheet, we have those on our coaching website. And those are, so let me share, oops, let me go back here. So let me just stop sharing there, because one of the resources that we have that you can go to is www.kellerprocoaching.com. And let me just reshare here because I want to show. So I like the buyer appointment form and the seller appointment form. If you go to the Keller Williams coaching website and you click on the resources button, you see here it says buyer questionnaire and seller questionnaire. So what's nice about that, right, buyer questionnaire and I'm sorry, buyer appointment form and seller appointment form. What is great about that form is every single, so if somebody says, yeah, Jess, I'm so glad you called because I just said to my husband, we need a bigger house. And he said, let's sell tonight. Right? You don't want to be like, right? So we have what's called the seller appointment form. We have what's called the buyer appointment form. And you can click on either one of these to get a little bit, to practice it and become a little bit more versed in it. But think of it as when you call the doctor and you say, I'm not feeling well, right? They don't just say, oh, Jess Mardolo, come on in. They said, oh my goodness, let me get some information from you. Jessica, let me make sure I have the correct spelling of your name. Let me have your phone number just in case we get cut off. Let me verify your email in case I need to send you something. And so you start to go through the form. Think about anybody or any place that you call to make an appointment is going to have a qualifier, right? I had called to have an electrician come to my house to put in an outlet, and there was a list of questions. We have that as well. So if if you are talking to somebody and they say, I love to buy a home, that great, let me get my form out for you. So that's yet another tool that we have that we're going to practice with.
What was the website? Because I don't know if is it kellerprocoaching.com?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I will show it to you at the end. I actually have a screen for it. Your 411, right? We go over these a lot. So it's 1 month, or excuse me, your 1 year goal, your 1 month goal, and your 4 week goals, right? And so those are things that you will also use in this. Your daily 10-4. Now, obviously, we're not going to be previewing homes like we did before. However, I suggest getting to know an area by sitting down each day and virtually previewing 10 homes. So I live in Downingtown. My area, so to speak, is the Downingtown, Coatesville, and Westchester School District. Jess, I know that you live in, is it Newtown Square? Oh, she must be on the phone. I know Matt McDevitt lives in Newtown Square, so his area might be completely different, but choose each day to kind of get to know more properties. You'll also learn about a pre-listing package and a buyer package. So these are all the things that are going to be part of your Ignite toolkit. Again, for you to find your Ignite toolkit, I will show you that at the end. What Ignite focuses on is what we call your daily 10-4. Add 10 new people to your database. Speak with 10 people in your database. Write 10 people notes from your database and preview 10 homes. Again, this is going to get you up and running. We call it your daily 10-4.
By previewing 10 homes, what do you mean?
So again, I know we can't go out, and I don't want you to go out and look at homes during COVID, but choosing 10 homes on the MLS where you go and you look through each of the rooms, right? Get to know maybe neighborhoods. So get to know HOAs in certain areas. So, each day find 10 homes on the MLS that you can virtually preview. I know Serene, you want to farm your neighborhood. One of the things that I would suggest for you is to research every single home, know the inventory in your neighborhood and the neighborhoods around it, so that if somebody asks you a question, you can start to be like, wait a second, is that the one with the white kitchen, or is that the one that has, the new stone bathroom or something? So
Yeah.
preview them virtually.
Anne-Marie,
Yeah.
one of the things that was mentioned in the video regarding the preview of 10 homes, which I thought was sort of basic information, but I thought key, especially for new agents, is that, you should be able to identify if the home is a traditional, colonial, contemporary, whatever. And the more that you preview, you can identify those things. Or, is the kitchen, granite, or is it quartz, or is it, Formica, and, so sort of those things we take for granted. But that by looking at these homes, you'll start to get a feel for, is there a tile in the bathroom, or is there whatever, the
Sure.
flooring. And so you can speak a little more knowledgeably, or at least with confidence about it when you walk into a home with a buyer.
So Christina, will you now be speaking very intelligently on solar panels?
Yes, absolutely. Geothermal.
Yes, with so here is your daily 10-4 scripts, right? Scripting is super important, and it helps you lead generate, right? It helps you ask better questions. It helps you to identify objections. It helps you to close deals. It also builds your confidence, because you're going to know what you should be saying, and you're going to be able to concisely convey your message. So go through the scripts, and I'm going to show you where all that is. So a couple of different things. If you go to www.kellerprocoaching.com, right, there is a tab over here under the More screen. Did my screen follow along? Because sometimes it doesn't. If you look here and it says Ignite, it's going to give you some of the videos, but most importantly, it's going to give you access to the toolkit. When you click on the toolkit, you are going to get about 30 different things.
Oh, I didn't get that. Did we get that?
I think so. It's in the toolkit, so we just haven't been in it yet.
Yeah. Now, I promise you, in the future, your classes are not going to be this boring. I, of course, got stuck with the orientation because, we have set up a whole group of experts. So next week, next Monday, we have Caleb Connect. Caleb is fantastic at having conversations with people. It is his forte, and he is going to talk about having conversations. Then we have a week off. And the next thing that we have is we're going to have Stephen Talon work on marketing. Stephen is great at marketing. So you're not going to learn each week from me. Heaven no. We got good people on deck for you. And you are going to learn from the people that do this the best. And it's the basic. This is, how to sell real estate 101. Watching the videos is important. Doing the homework, doing the 10-4. All of those things are super important in creating your business. The goal is to get an appointment in 2 weeks. Any questions on Ignite, the intent, the purpose? And I promise that I will say, and I don't know what happened with the Zoom link. We had a lot of Zoom issues today when we were on the international call. There was a Zoom outage. I think everybody on the East Coast is Zooming from home today. So, any questions about Ignite?
Annemarie, I think it says in the document you showed us, how many sessions are there total?
There is, I think there's 12 different sessions.
Okay. Oh, by the way, don't sell yourself short. You did a great job today, so.
Oh, well, thank you. But I can guarantee you the people that we have are going to be, they are the captains of industry, right? Caleb Connect, captain of industry. So you are going to be learning from the smartest people out there, and they're going to be sharing what they've done well and things that they haven't done well. Because look, you might as well learn from somebody else's mistakes. So any questions? I promise we keep this to an hour, and I don't want anybody to walk away not feeling that they didn't get some value, not feeling that they don't know what to do next. So
I have a question, Annemarie, because
sure.
Last year we started Ignite and I thought it was fantastic. And I actually had my appointments and they all got canceled because of COVID. But the classes are at 2:30, which is the exact time I leave my house to pick my kids up from school. So will these sessions be recorded?
Yes, they are recorded, and we will be happy to send them out, and we'll put them on. Yes, we absolutely will be recording them, because they're great to go back and listen to.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and my 2 cents is I think that you did fantastic. I think you did fantastic last time, and if it wasn't for COVID, this totally would have worked for me.
Yeah, I mean, it really does work, the Delhi 10-4, and I think sometimes too, digging deep, finding 10 people, you dig deep, right? You think about, who did I know here? Who did I know? Think about situations, think about locations, and just dig really, really deep on how to get, how to get the business, and how to get the contact. So I thank you all for coming. I am super excited to be going down this journey. And like I said, next up is Caleb Connect.
Is it each week? Is it an hour? Is that
going to be about an hour? Yep. We don't look, nobody can be on Zoom longer than an hour. Am I right?
That's true.
It just doesn't work. So, and that's the reason we're not going through the Ignite, like watching because it's just too much. So we want to be able to role play. We want to be able to go into breakout rooms. And if you guys have suggestions on what would make it better, please let me know.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep,
Thanks, Annemarie.
Yes, stay safe. Yep. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye.